I have a very interesting question to ask today. Have you ever gone low in terms of your blood sugar levels just before you have a meal and you're stuck thinking, do I still need to pre-bolus before my meal? This is one of the most interesting decision points in diabetes management. Getting it wrong can actually lead to very severe hypoglycemia or rebound hyperglycemia. Now, in today's video, I'm going to try my very best to fix this confusion. So, section 1, we're going to talk about what is really happening when your blood sugars drop low. So, when your blood sugar drops below 4 millimole per liter or 70 mg per dl, your body is already in a hypoglycemic state. Your brain already is glucose deprived. Your body is already activating the stress hormones that's trying to signal to your body, oh, your sugars are low. And then insulin sensitivity is now temporarily altered. And when you now add insulin at this point by pre-bolusing without correcting the hypo first, you are unsafe. So section 2, we're going to talk about the golden rule. You should always treat your hypo first, even if your meal is right in front of you, even if you have already calculated your carbs, even if you are in a rush. A hypo treatment actually overrides everything. Now, in section 3, we're going to talk about the step-by-step approach. So firstly, you need to confirm that you have a hypo. So you make sure that your blood sugars are less than 4 millimole per liter or 70 mg per dl. Step 2, treat your hypo immediately by using the 15-15 minute rule. You take your 15 to 20 grams of quick or fast acting carbs like a sugary drink, glucose tablets, orange juice, fizzy drinks, but not diet drinks. And then step 3, you check your blood sugars again 10 to 15 minutes after you have treated with the fast acting sugars. And do not inject yet. Allow your glucose levels to rise higher. Step 4, recheck your glucose again. If you feel that your glucose levels haven't gotten above 5 millimole per liter or 90 mg per dl, repeat the hypo treatment. And if rising greater than 4 millimole per liter, you can now move to the next step, which is you can now eat your meal. And you eat your meal, and then step 6, you need to adjust your bolus timing. So you're not going to pre-bolus as usual. You can at the start of the meal, just before you start eating the meal, or just immediately after you have had your meal. So now let's move on to section 4. Why should you not pre-bolus during a hypo? Very important, all ears open. So if you pre-bolus while you're hypo, you actually delay your glucose recovery and you are more at risk of a prolonged or severe hypo, and you may overcorrect, thereby leading to up and down glucose swings. So this actually creates a very dangerous circle. So hypo, overcorrection, hyper, insulin stacking, and another hypo. Section 5, we're going to talk about real life adaptation. So in real life, especially in the low and medium income setting, meals might be delayed and our food compositions actually vary. Glucose tablets may not always be available. So the practical tips to include in such a situation is you need to always carry quick sugar sources like having sweets or cubes of sugar or juice. Don't always rely on your meal alone to treat a hypo, because it's going to take that meal a couple of hours to digest and then get glucose into your system to treat the hypo. So it's always better to treat your hypo with quick acting sugars and not eating a meal. And you also need to understand and learn your body's response patterns. So now, section 6, pro tips for insulin users. So if this happens very frequently, if you're an insulin user, you need to review, you actually need to review your basal insulin, your pre-meal timing, and all the physical activity before your meal. In addition, you could consider slightly reducing your pre-meal insulin or adjusting timing of your injections. If you are using any advanced technology like the hybrid closed loop, you need to let the system stabilize glucose before you start to bolus. My final takeaway for today is never pre-bolus into a hypo. You must fix the hypo first, then you eat, then you dose smartly. This is one decision that can actually make a difference between being safe and dangerous glucose swings. So this is me blowing reality-based diabetes education your way, and I am paying forward my lived experience. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.